morning, guys. Trev, SmashweRx, you know the routine. Tuesday morning, I got our trusty friend right here, lacrosse ball. Today we're going to be talking about mobilizing the high hip, and so that's going to be the glute med, the TFL, and then also we're going to hit those adductors, and I'm going to show you a really cool way to do that, and pretty diabolical, painful, but works so well. We got to smash them out. We drop into the hole, and if our knees are flaring out the way they're supposed to, and we're torquing out over the ground. I keep looking down at the ground because I'm looking at my feet when I do that. What happens is those adductors fire, and when we start getting heavier and heavier, those adductors come into play a great deal when it comes to squatting and everything else we do. But I had somebody at the gym ask me yesterday, they said, listen, Trev, I have this issue that high hip pinches really, really bad when they go into a butterfly, not a butterfly pull-up, into a butterfly as in doing an ab sit or doing a sit-up. So I took a look at them real quick and I said, you know what, I'm going to make a video, so that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'll make it really easy. We'll put the phone down, as always, right? So this hip is going to be this ball right here. So when you squeeze your butt, there's a big ball of muscle right here. That's this whole side area. It gets all sticky and gooey. This high hip is what allows us to torque out. So if you get into your squat stance, and I know you're just gonna see my legs right now, but if you get into your squat stance and I torque out, what I'm doing is I'm activating that high hip. So what I'm doing is I'm contracting the glute med, contracting the glutes, hitting the whole posterior chain, hitting that TFL, that IT band that runs down the side. So we're gonna mobilize all that stuff and show you how to get that tissue nice and soft and sliding past each other, and not like a big bowl of spaghetti just sitting there not knowing which direction to go and stuck to each other. Because all that fascia in between all that tissue, as you know, needs to allow that muscle to slide. If it's ratcheting past itself and it's sticking like that, like the calluses on my hand, if they're catching all the time, same thing. Don't maintain the calluses, what happens? You rip. Don't maintain the tissue sliding surface, and they start to get worse, they start to get inflamed, they start to lay down more scar tissue, and it becomes this ugly, vicious cycle. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take a softball. Yeah, we graduate from a lacrosse ball to a softball today. And we're gonna do this just so we can see. All right. So we're gonna take the softball, we're gonna put it on the ground. I'm gonna shove this back so you can see me. So softball's on the ground. We're gonna get on that high hip, okay? We're gonna stick this leg out, okay? And we can just smash around like this. That's number one, super easy. I'm just gonna let this leg fall out. This is a non-aggressive way of doing this. Trust me, it gets much, much worse. And you just want to grind around until you find a hot spot. The other way you want to do that is you want to take this foot and you want to crank it up like this. Now get on that high hip. And what I'm doing, if you notice, is I'm leaning way over onto that side and I'm hitting a hot spot, like right there. Oh, it's like if somebody sewed a piece of beef jerky in there, took a Slim Jim from the gas station and sewed it into that pocket right there. And what you want to do is just grind away on that for about 2 minutes. That's number one. Okay, you're gonna hit that high hip. Make sure you get all those tissues, get them all ground away into dirt. Use a softball, it's a much bigger contact. Second one you're gonna do, actually third one, right? We took the easy route at the beginning. You're gonna do the same thing, put the lacrosse ball here, except now, I'm gonna get that same thing. It's in the pocket, you can see. I'm gonna get down on my side. I'm gonna stick my foot out. Let's make sure you can see my foot in the video. So I'm gonna take my foot, I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna turn the foot up towards the ceiling, and then I'm gonna take my leg across and I'm gonna trap that leg. And then all I'm gonna do is raise it up and back down. And I'll tell you right now, if you could see the Harry Potter vein on my forehead and the bead of sweat running down the side of my head, because this is so atrocious. And it's just capturing all that tissue, getting that tissue moving. And by doing this, I'm basically doing contract, relax. We can give it all big fancy names, it doesn't matter. I'm contracting the muscle, relaxing the muscle, while grinding and mashing away into it with that lacrosse ball. And then you can find another spot, do the same thing. All I want you to do is make sure that foot is turned up. This is gonna allow you to turn out more on that squat. It's gonna even out your squat too, because a lot of times we have one leg that wants to track out really hard because that high hip's catching and it's really bound up. And it's just so meaty and so strong that it's yanking on that TFL and it's that IT band, and it's starting to turn that foot out and it's rotating those hips out, because that's what it's gonna do up here too. So trap the leg like this. 2 minutes, you know the routine. Okay, last one is we're gonna hit on the inside of the adductor. Maybe we'll make this the second last one. And the adductor inserts on something called the ischial tuberosity. It's your sit bones, okay? Yoga, they call them sit bones. It's up in here. So you're gonna take the lacrosse ball. It's really hard to get to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you, get a box that's higher or just as high as you can sit. And then you're gonna take this, you're gonna put it on the corner of the box, like this, right there. And all I'm gonna do is drop the ball. All I'm gonna do is find that spot. I'm gonna stick my leg out. I'm gonna turn it in, put my hand here, give it a little push, act as a little gravity incentive, and I'm just gonna bring my foot back and forth like I'm pushing a gas pedal. Same thing on the inside. All I'm doing is I'm grinding away on that insertion point where that adductor magnus attaches. The adductor is this big strap of muscle in here. That's number one. Number two, so much worse. We're gonna grab a plate, take it on edge. I'm gonna lay on my back. And if you can see me here, so I'm gonna take the plate, I'm gonna straighten out the one leg, I'm gonna roll this up onto my leg, I'm gonna take my leg, so if you can see my foot is at my knee and my leg is laying right on the gym floor. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna find that adductor, and I'm just gonna rock it back and forth, and you can feel it snap, 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 snap. So that's not supposed to be like that. There's no bone in there except the femur. So you wanna make sure that you're grinding away on that adductor, get all the way up high into where that goes, and then work your way all the way down. All along that entire adductor. When you're done, just roll it off. This is a 45-pound bumper plate. Use a heavy weight. You get on a really heavy weight, it's gonna get on that tissue. Now the golden rule about mobilizing and doing all this tissue work is you gotta be able to breathe while you're doing it. If you're like this, the whole time you're doing it, don't do it, it's too much weight. Back off on the intensity just a little bit, but not too much. Still hold it for 2 minutes. So that's the high hip, the adductor, okay, a couple of different mobilizations for that. Get that moving, it'll improve your squat, it'll improve getting in that butterfly position for those sit-ups. And other than that, I'm Trev, SmashweRx. Hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day.